Shots fired inside the VA Medical Center.
Discharged, they know at least a revolver at one point.
Leading to lockdowns, evacuations, and a man wounded.
All the patients that were in the lobby, they made us get all them inside the actual lock the doors.
Tonight we've got new details about the suspect now under arrest. A lot of our veterans come here to the VA because they faced gunfire, but that was from enemies. Tonight, the latest on today's suspected shooter and what's being done to keep our heroes safe. Tonight, we've learned that suspect is a retired VA housekeeping employee.
And police say they have reason to believe he knew that victim. Nicole Grigg begins our team coverage tonight live in Dayton with the very latest. Nicole.
Deborah and Jack, well, it's a much quieter and very different scene here tonight. Now, this is the area where patients and employees were evacuated to earlier today.
I've been locked in the bathroom there.
I'm scared, that's why I'm way over here.
They locked it down.
We went into the bathroom, but the bathroom door didn't have a lock on it, so we went into the stall.
Just after noon, an active shooter opened fire.
Made us get all the patients that were in the lobby, they made us get all them inside the actual lock the doors.
Tonight, we have learned it all happened in the break room in the basement of the main hospital.
It's very scary. It is very scary.
But I didn't hear any shots. Police came in and formed the place and made everybody go into a room.
The suspect, 59-year-old Neil Moore.
Were you shooting at the VA? No.
We were there as he was taken into police headquarters for questioning. He was arrested at Good Samaritan Hospital after his sister dropped him off for a psych evaluation. The victim, 61-year-old Paul Burnside. Police say he was shot after he tried to fight Moore for the gun. Right now, it's unclear how Moore was able to get away.
I don't think we really know how he exited into the campus here. Again, that is still information we don't have available to us at this time.
A day of fear and chaos that so many will never forget.
I had post-traumatic stress, and I really got some stress in there.
Now the VA center is closed to the public, but anyone needing medical attention is asked to go to their local hospital. For now, reporting live in Dayton, Nicole Grigg, ABC 22 News.
Nicole, thank you. So who is Neil Moore? Tonight we're learning more about the man accused of opening fire inside the VA Medical Center. Alexandra Lewis just talked to his family. And Alex, what are they saying tonight?
Well, Deborah, they're very remorseful, and the family says they're just as confused as everyone. Listen to what his sister-in-law had to say.
If you would please give the families some space, because we're all confused, and we're trying to find out what has happened. We want to give his wife, my sister, and his children some time to figure out what's going on, and we want to be able to help in any way we can to get to the bottom of this.
Now, this statement comes after the FBI spent over 3 hours inside the home questioning the family and looking for clues into what could have caused Neil Moore to open fire at the VA hospital. Investigators searched Moore's van, and it's unclear if they found anything because they only spent a few minutes searching before they went back inside. Before the FBI ever arrived in this neighborhood today, police surrounded the home with guns drawn, to the horror of folks who live on the street. Neighbors we talked to are shocked that Moore's in the center of this ruckus. Neighbors say Moore is a loving family man who's always surrounded by his grandkids and even threw a party this weekend. So the idea of him being in the center of this shooting investigation tonight is unbelievable. Now, back out here live, there are still about a dozen investigators on the scene, still looking for clues, trying to find the motive and what was going through Moore's mind, what happened today. We're going to stay here on the scene, and we're going to bring you more information from what the family had to say and neighbors, and of course the latest on the investigation tonight at 10. Reporting live here in Trotwood, Alexandra Lewis, ABC 22 News.
That poor family. As Nicole said, after the shooting, police say Moore drove to his sister's house. She drove him to Good Sam. Police arrested him, and ABC 22 had the only camera there when officers removed Moore's pickup truck from that house in Trotwood on Hermosa Drive, and officers tell us they found a gun inside. They believe it's the one fired at the VA, but they still have to test it.
The VA Medical Center sits off West 3rd Street, but it's much more than just a hospital. You can see how large the campus is from this map, and that is a lot of ground to keep secure. Arlise Coulter continues our team coverage tonight with how the VA hospital tries to protect its staff and patience. Elise.
Hospital leaders say it took just 10 minutes to get the hospital on lockdown. Now, they do have armed officers here as security, but what they don't have is metal detectors. And we wanted to find out why that is.
Discharged. They have at least a revolver at one point.
A man walks into the Dayton VA hospital armed with a loaded gun. Hospital leaders say they got the call 5 minutes after one shot was fired, and they were on campus within 15 minutes.
From my standpoint, the response was outstanding, and all of our employees handled themselves very well. Their training kicked in, as the training from law enforcement.
This isn't the first time a shooting happened on campus. In March of 2004, a man held a nurse hostage. An armed officer shot the gunman. That incident raised security questions 10 years ago.
It shouldn't even escalate that far, you know. If they'd had somebody there screening people coming in, you know, metal detectors like they got at the court buildings, it never would have happened.
And today's incident is raising the same questions.
The VA's pretty relaxed.
Gail Smith was evacuated during today's incident.
But they need metal detectors, and they need to take care of the patients and people better.
There are no metal detectors in any of the VA hospitals in the Midwest, but the Veterans Affairs National Office tells us having them is up to each individual hospital. Metal detectors are always found in the facilities where the veterans sign up for benefits.
We are open to the public. There are no metal detectors. Folks and our staff know that if they see suspicious activity, they should report it.
But for their patients, it's a matter of safety and health.
We got a lot of veterans. I'm a veteran myself, 21 years, and I have post-traumatic stress, and I really got some stress in there.
We asked if the Dayton VA has ever taken part in active shooter training. The CEO says he doesn't recall any specific active shooter training, but does say they do train for something like this. They tell us that their training tells them to hide and wait for further instructions, which is exactly what the staff did today. For now, reporting live in Dayton, Elise Coulter, ABC 22 News.
Elise, thank you. Today, Congressman Mike Turner released this statement about the shooting. He said, "I am deeply troubled by the events that took place today at the Dayton VA. Thank you to Director Glenn Costi and our first responders from multiple jurisdictions who acted immediately to protect all veterans and employees from danger. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the injured and his family, as well as the entire community at the Dayton VA."
We're going to keep following the story because we've got to find out why it happened and how to keep our veterans safe. To get information as it breaks, stay connected on ABC22now.com.